Hi friends, Alice in Wonderland here, and I've got an extra special pick a card reading for the new moon in Cancer for June 2022, almost heading into July. How this works is I will have you select a pile, 1, 2, or 3. You will go down to the description box and find the timestamp for the pile that you have chosen. That will take you directly to your reading. And you will notice that there are some extra timestamps this time around. One of those is the closing statement, which kind of wraps up all of the readings and is kind of like a collective reading in and of itself. We'll also talk a little bit more about the new moon in Cancer. So select that closing statement after you've watched your reading if you're interested in that information. There's also going to be some ASMR, sacred hag messages for each reading. So if you're not interested in ASMR or any of that sort of thing, you can skip that if you want. So that's why there's extra timestamps in there, just so that you're able to skip it if you need to. And there is also going to be a little meditation for you to help select which pile you would like to choose. And that will be immediately following this statement here. So feel free to skip that if you aren't interested. But for those of you who are interested, stick around, take a few moments to take a deep breath and just really settle in to seeing what your intuition guides you. I'm hoping that this exercise will kind of help you relax, let go of your thoughts, let go of the day, and just able to connect to yourself and to spirit and help you select a pick a pile for the new moon in Cancer for 2022. If you are enjoying what you see here, check out the description. There's all sorts of links below where you can find my shop, where you can connect through social media, and how to do personal readings and all that sort of thing. So please check out the description if you like what you see here. And I hope you enjoy your reading. Please let me know by liking, commenting, and or subscribing. And I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hi friends. Take a few 3 deep breaths with me. Help you to stay calm and relaxed, to tap into your intuition, to discover which cup of tea you will drink here in Wonderland. Inhale. Feel your body relaxing. Take another deep breath. And one more time. Hello, Group 1. If you chose the Blue Lotus tea, then this is your reading for the new moon in Cancer for June 2022. We've got some tarot cards to work with, as well as a bunch of oracle cards. So, first things we have here, let's look at the oracle cards. The tarot cards. First one we have here is the Page of Swords. The Temperance in reverse. I'll show it to you upright. The Eight of Swords. And the Queen of Pentacles. So, just looking at the tarot cards at first, we have a couple sword cards here, and the sword suit of the tarot deck is the element represents the element of air. It's also the direction of east. So these are these are ideas, knowledge, wisdom, thoughts. When we have a bunch of swords together, this often represents overthinking things, being stuck in your head, too much in your head. We also have some major arcana cards here. We have a major arcana card and also a court card. So the major arcana cards oftentimes symbolize a pretty significant event or situation that's going on in your life at this time. And the court cards usually represent kind of mastering that element, mastering that the suit that they live in. And with both of these things in reverse, this can symbolize blocking these major things going on in your life, or blocking the ownership of these things. And that will make a little bit more sense once I go through all of them. But just to kind of give you an idea of the tarot cards in general, the first one we have here is the Page of Swords. This tells me that this next moon cycle for you, Group 1, is going to be finding clarity about things. The pages are oftentimes the students of the suit or the deck. So this is like 2 steps before being a queen, 3 steps before being a king. So you kind of have gone on this journey, but you're still learning. You haven't yet mastered it. And the scratching noise in the background is my cat. I should have thought these things through a little bit more. She is always interrupting us, but using this ASMR microphone is making it incredibly amplified. So I apologize for that in advance. I'll try to edit out of as much of it as I can, unless that is comforting to some people. I don't know, maybe it might be. Um, the Page of Swords is learning. He's good. He's been on a journey. We've gone through the whole journey of the 1 through 10 of this suit of the swords. But the prince or the page is still learning. However, this card does bring about clarity, and having it be the first card here, I think that this might be something that you have already been experiencing, or you're going to beginning with this moon cycle. This moon cycle is going to bring on some sort of clarity, and I think what that clarity is going to do for you is I think you're going to recognize that you need to bring more balance into your life. Okay, so the Temperance card is a card of peace, tranquility, balance. You've got one foot that's grounded and 1 foot that's in water. So this is understanding your subconscious, but being grounded in reality. There's peace and balance represented by pouring through your cups are full and you're able to pour the water amongst them evenly. And we've got the angel here. So this is like divine, like you found your purpose, you're on the right path. Everything's going good. So having this card come up in reverse doesn't necessarily have to be something that you're scared of, or that it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. But this is something that is like, I feel like with the 8 of Swords here too, that this is something that you are purposely blocking, like you're not allowing yourself this peace and balance. So I think that this next moon cycle is going to be about coming to that realization, coming to that clarity of like, oh, I put myself in this situation, which is something that all of us have to come to terms with and recognize, like, the things that we call into our life, positive or negative, are things that we brought into our life. We either subconsciously or consciously called these things into our life. The 8 of Swords is a card of a self-made prison. You have put yourself in this situation, whether it's self-sabotage, not thinking that you're deserving or worthy of having this peace and balance, or it could just be the sense that as a collective, we have all been in this survival mode for the last 2 years. And it's like we keep thinking like, okay, when we get to this point, it'll be better and it'll be fine. But we're still in this like, when is this going to end? And I think the lesson here is that like there is no end. It's just the journey. It's just keeping on. And we have to create balance to make that journey sustainable. But when we're stuck in survival mode, we put ourselves in this cage, and we can't, it's almost like you put your blindfold on and you're not seeing the truth, you're not seeing the reality, you're not seeing that it is possible to maintain balance, that you are worthy of good things. And because the Queen of Pentacles is the queen of the earth element, which is physical, tangible, financial, material possessions. This is financial abundance. This is prosperity, fruits of your labor, enjoying the luxuries of life. The Queen of Pentacles sits on her throne in her luscious garden, and she's surrounded by abundance. So having her come up in reverse is being very ungrounded, like not in touch with reality. It can also symbolize someone who is kind of like mean-spirited, if this was representing a person in your life, but I feel like this is you being mean to yourself and putting yourself in this cage. So when we get reverse cards in the tarot card, in the tarot deck, kind of the goal is to turn them upside down. So your new moon intention should be set around how do we create and maintain more balance in your life? How do we create and maintain balance that is sustainable, that you're not juggling these things, you're able to pour very fluidly, have these scales be up and down, but have it be fluid, because there's always going to be ups and downs in life. But to have it just be like one huge extreme to the next is it's not sustainable. So being able to just kind of like shift and go with the flow, and that is something that the water element teaches us, to go with the flow, to move around the obstacles, to bend and weave and not have it hold us underwater so that we can't breathe, to not have it overwhelm us. The lesson of the water energy, which we have with this Cancer new moon, is to be able to just flow gracefully and to bend and shift and change. So we want to call in some peace and balance for this new moon, for those of you who chose group 1. We also want to gain some groundedness and stability. And I also feel like this is some people who chose this pile are also needing to kind of look at, why don't I think I'm worthy of nice things? Why don't I think I'm capable of achieving prosperity and achieving my goals? One of the oracle cards that we have here is the Desert Prince. And again, this is another card in reverse. His keywords are survival and false promises. So when the Desert Prince comes to us in reverse, this is a mirage. This is not seeing the world clearly, and needing to shift your perspective to gain this clarity that the Prince of Swords is giving us. And take a look at, like, a lot of the birds here are flying. There's another flying bird here. Think of how an eagle soars above situations and is able to see the problems from a different perspective, and to also stay out of the drama. They're able to kind of circle around and observe things and then swoop in when they need to, and then come back out. They're not getting involved in the drama. They're not locking themselves in a cage by staying on the ground too long. They're just observing, getting a new perspective, maintaining balance and stability, and only going down to the ground when they need to. The other oracle card here that we have is the Secret of Camelot, Authority of Spirits. Within the Avalonian realms are many entrances and gateways, and this one is that taken by the Lady of the Lake when she must speak with the powers that be within the domain of Camelot. For you, this indicates you will soon be having important talks and conversations with those who are authority figures. You are the mystic in this situation, the one who has the spiritual perspective and the mission to share the mysteries with others. Those who you speak with are the administrators and the bureaucrats, the ones with the power that is recognized by the world. But you have the power of the spirit within you, and you are taking that pure spirit into the place that most needs it. So if you are working in a place where people are not connected with their intuition or their spirit, or if your family is one who denies the gift of the soul, you are the undercover agent, the one who enters that world to hold up the gift of the truth, the shining sword that is authenticity, the integrity that cuts through the politics, the one who shares the gift of the Spirit, even in the circumstances that seem to care nothing for the ways of the light worker. The lady can walk with you. As you move through these realms, you will know your work has meaning and your gifts have purpose. For the ripple effect of your actions, your words, and your presence will be felt for many years to come. I enter the world of the people to hold up the truth of the Spirit. So I feel like this card is speaking to why we have this imbalance and the reverse Queen of Pentacles. I think that you feel like you have to be flaky, ungrounded, keeping yourself down and unbalanced in order to socialize with the people that you work with, or to have a relationship with your family, or if there's friends in your life that you used to connect and now things are kind of different. I think that you have been putting yourself in this cage to appease other people, to make other people feel comfortable. But I think that you have been gaining this clarity, and I love that the Page of Swords is here, and she's also holding a sword of truth. The sword represents truth, knowledge, air, wisdom. You are the keeper of the knowledge, and you're the one that is bringing this information from the spirit world. So there is a way to do that, to maintain these relationships by having one foot on the ground and one foot in the subconscious and the water energy. You're totally capable of balancing this subconscious energy and able to transmit this truth, to share the truth, to share the spirituality, to share the wisdom that you have, and not have it bring you down, to not have it be draining and exhausting for you. I think that you've put yourself in this cage because you felt like that is the only way to stay connected to the real world and still have relationships and friendships and co-workers. But there's another way to do it. I think this moon cycle is going to be, because we're in Cancer, this is a moon cycle that is really good for setting intentions around self-care and taking care of your spiritual side is part of the self-care. Self-care doesn't have to be a manicure, a pedicure, taking care of your body. This can be a meditation, a spiritual retreat, reading a book, learning some sort of metaphysical practice, expanding the knowledge. You are the Page of Swords, and you are bringing that wisdom. And you're able to understand that wisdom like very easily and quickly, like more so than anybody else. The grandmother spirit that is coming on this Cancer new moon for you is the Hag of Gray Owls. The owl spirit is another symbol of wisdom and knowledge.
Grandmother speaks. Your dreams are the greatest oracle, my love. Thanks to that diligent owl-eyed crone weaver who spins away all night long. You are gifted with miraculous story after miraculous story, all while your body lies still and your breath and your heart make their own music. When you wake, you recall small, nonsensical tidbits that seem to mean little. That is, until you are greeted with the clear signs by the light of day that your dreams are imbued with rich meaning. For all our skepticism, we cannot refuse magic for long. You are being called to look to your dreams now, for they are showing you much about who you are and what you may come. That dream-weaving hag is doing her best, but she needs to see that you care about solving those beauteous, clever riddles she favors you with night after night. Your languages do not match. You must learn to understand one another. You and that spinner woman. She wants you to crack her code. She wants you to receive your gifts, and she wants, more than anything in the whole of this wild world, for you to drink your dream medicine.
The morning ritual thanking the Dreamweaver woman. Upon waking, record what you remember of your dreams, even and especially if what you recall seems insignificant. Write these small messages down. Receive them as they were a gift from your inner weaver of dreams. Even if it is a gift you cannot as yet clearly understand, circle the pertinent words or phrases from your dream record. As close to your bed as possible, speak these words aloud, filling the blanks with your circled words and phrases and adjusting the number as needed. Moonlight ritual, preparing for medicinal sleep. Owls are potent symbols of intuition, prophecy, and dream speak, and the herb mugwort is a powerful dream ally. If you are able to find some fresh mugwort growing near your home, ask the holy plant's permission to harvest a stem or two. You might also obtain some dried mugwort at a local herb shop. Whether you have actual fresh or dried mugwort, roll it in a cloth and place it under your pillow. As you drift off to sleep, imagine you are looking deep into the black mirror of an owl, the black mirror eyes of an owl, and ask that the dream message you need most at this time in your life. Feel the vibration of mugwort close to you and trust that the mother herb will assist you in remembering what you need to remember. So that is one of the reasons why I chose blue lotus for you to work with this next moon cycle, because it is also a wonderful herb in addition to mugwort for dream work, connecting to your intuition, and also just the color of it is connected to the third eye. The last message that we have here for you, group 1, is am I communicating my needs? This is a journal question. Your needs matter. What are you needing right now that you haven't communicated? What are you afraid of? Is it possible that what you are fearing is not true? Journal these answers. What are my needs? Am I saying no or yes enough based on my desires? Am I telling my full truth? Do I believe that my needs matter, and do I share them with others? Do I ask for what I want? When communicating my needs, what am I resisting and with whom? What do I need in order to feel safe enough to express my needs? I also think that this card in relationship to this reading is also asking you to share your knowledge. So asking, like, who do you feel comfortable sharing your dreams with, talking to them about dreams, or talking about spirituality. I think this is about finding people in your life that you can connect with on a spiritual level, or setting intentions to connect to an online spiritual group, or find somebody here within the Wonderland community and connect with us on Discord, or watching tarot streams on Twitch. These are just examples of how I have met people that do want to talk about these things and do want to have these conversations. And I think now is a really important time on this planet to be having these conversations. And I mean, I joke about being mad and feeling crazy all the time because my normal isn't anywhere near society's normal. And I think that is changing and evolving for a lot of us, as well as the mainstream society is changing as well. So we can talk about tarot cards. We can go on YouTube and find tarot readings. We can go on Twitch and find tarot readings. We can Google crystal healer and you can find somebody to do crystal or energy work within your area. Or you're going to find more and more people meditating, maybe even talking to your coworkers about, hey, man, work was really stressful yesterday. I tried this meditation out. You should try it out. And like, maybe you'll be surprised about the things that you can talk with your coworkers. So group 1, you are so wise and so knowledgeable and are going to be bringing these really amazing spiritual wisdom and information to the rest of us. So figure out what that is for you, whether it's starting the dream journal like the Hag of Great Owls recommends, or drinking some herbal tea and connecting with your intuition. Setting some sort of spirituality ritual would be good for this Cancer new moon, especially because we are talking about setting self-care rituals during Cancer season for a Cancer new moon. So I think that this self-care for you is going to include spirituality, wisdom, knowledge, ancient wisdom and ancient knowledge. This might even be like waking up codes in your DNA, or waking up knowledge that have been hidden or on the subconscious level. So I hope you have a very happy new moon in Cancer group 1. Cheers to you. Drink your blue lotus tea, and we will see you next time. Hello group 2. If you chose this beautiful chamomile tea, then this is your reading for the new moon in Cancer for June 2022. I'm just going to put the oracle cards aside and we'll dive into the tarot cards here. We have first the 3 of Pentacles, this is the Lovers. I'm showing it to you upright, however it did appear in the reading in reverse. The Ace of Swords, and the 9 of Swords. So again, with this reading, group 1 had kind of a similar kind of energy. We also had a lot of swords appear here, and even though we have the 3 of Pentacles here, this is all like crowned around the head. So this is air energy, wisdom, knowledge. Specifically with this card, it's being too much in your head, overthinking, worrying, your thoughts keeping you awake at night. And I think the biggest message here for you, group 2, is that you've got all of these thoughts blocking your brain and your memory, and you're not allowing new thoughts and new ideas to be coming through, and it's totally being handed to you right now with this Ace of Swords here. So let's start at the beginning. The 3 of Pentacles is a card of collaboration. The Pentacle suit is the suit of Earth. So this is physical, tangible, material possessions that we have here. The 3 of Pentacles is, I'm going to say, this might not resonate with everybody, but I'm going to say this is having to deal with relationships, maybe like a work partnership, co-workers, friendships. It could be romantic relationships, especially because we have the Lovers card here. But when the Lovers card comes up in reverse, this is about being worried about a decision that you've made, feeling like you've made the wrong decision, kind of like a buyer's remorse sort of thing. Like you've made the decision to collaborate with somebody, commit to something, work on something, and now maybe you're having second thoughts. You feel like maybe you've gotten in over your head. If this is a romantic relationship, this is maybe like they're not who you thought they were, or maybe you're worried that you're not going to live up to the standards of the relationship, the collaboration, or like the work project. Like you're just really having second thoughts and you're worried. It's keeping you up at night. You're so worried, but you're not recognizing that this collaboration is meant to bring new ways of thinking, new ways of being. And these are things that is being handed to you by Spirit. The other card that we have here is the Dolphin Collar. Pure, joyful friendships, loving help. So having help with the Three of Pentacles appearing here too. This is like you're so worried about it being the wrong thing that you can't see that this is a good thing, that this is to have fun with it a little bit. When any dolphin message comes up, this is about having fun, not being so serious, playing. This is very playful and specifically says joyful friendships here. So I'm going to read the message from the Dolphin Collar here. Specifically this message here. So we become like those we are surrounded by, and these beings will lift the spirits and remind you of what friendships can be like. No matter what is taking place in your life, the dolphin's energy is now shared with you, so you can feel the freedom and the fluidity, the soaring grace and the power of these oceanic marvels. You are their friend, and the Dolphin Collar will send to you this energy. Until you feel your own exhilaration rise, and you laugh again with the sheer joy of being alive. Your soul will revel in your happiness, and you will thank the dolphins and this collar, who has known of your need and has now sent help, the help you have long been asking for. Friendships, too, are a part of this card's energy, to have moments when you can share the joy, bringing to you an exquisite sense of being loved and accepted and delighted in. Help is on the way, and you will soon experience joyful companionship. Maybe you've just been resisting help for a really long time, or you're one of those people that tries to do everything themselves. I am one of those people. This message might even be for me. So another card that we have here is the River Queen. This is flow, letting go, and natural movement. She appears in reverse as well. So this message is about not being in flow, not allowing things to come in, not allowing this fluidity, this joyfulness, this play. So the River Queen when she comes to you in reverse, she is telling you that no matter what is going on in your life, no matter what any one of these 9 thoughts that is keeping you up at night is about, she will not let you go under. She's a mermaid. She will give you air to breathe if you feel like you're underwater. So take a deep breath with me. She will not let you go under. The dolphins are here to save you. You are not underwater. And even if you are underwater, you're going to be able to breathe because your dolphin friends are there. The River Queen is there. You don't have to worry. Help is coming. Help is on the way. Help is here. You just have to accept it. Take the help that is being offered to you. our grandmother spirit, if you need some more companionship, is the Hag of the East Garden, and I will read her message to you. Patience. Ah, my dear, those beastly clocks are having their way with you again, aren't they? Well, we simply cannot have that. Not today. Your feeling flesh wants touch, your tongue wants taste, and your wildness wants to be fed with the most sensual presence. Permit your creatureliness to be a portal to patience. Nourish yourself with sweet scents and much, much beauty. Do what you can to remind yourself that ours is the planet of infinite pleasures, and it is only crumbling human systems that poison us with urgency and speed. Slow down. Enjoy this epic world of ours. Stretch those small moments, so prolong them that you spend an eternity lost in a single inhale drinking in the heat of jasmine blooms, and then another epoch gifting your exhale to their exquisite pale petals. Be patient. Roll the tip of your tongue along the top of your mouth. Be patient. This home-brewed life you are crafting takes time to simmer and stew. Be patient. It is only by the measure of the human clock that we judge our journeys to be too long. Be patient. All is coming. Be patient. Morning ritual by way of the East. The direction of the East represents the meeting point of death and birth, each marked by innocence and new beginnings. In Women Who Run with the Wolves, Dr. Clarissa Pinkola Estes writes that the archetype of the skeleton woman enacts the entire creation process, but rather than beginning as a baby in the way Westerners are taught to think about life and death, she begins as ancient bones and fleshes out her life from there. There is no death without birth, no birth without death. The sun rises in the east, pinkening the sky with the spice of possibility and gifting the land with the sky dance of the dawn. Face east and feel the rhythm of this day. Sink into your body and acknowledge your senses one by one. What do you smell? What do you hear? What do you taste? What touches your skin? What colors do you see? Notice how without patience, these telling gifts would elude you. The best parts of this world would somehow escape your attention. Silently promise yourself this. Just for today, as much as possible, I will allow my senses to grant me a grateful presence, to bring me home to creature time. Moonlight ritual, moon gazing for the haunted heart. That mystical moon has been a beacon of our cyclical nature since the human's animal inception. We are constantly shedding our masks, dying to our old selves only to be reborn and swell to fruition before letting it all go again. The moon reminds us of our ephemeral, holy, and always changing nature, and yet the moon changes only from our earthly perspective. She, that wild silver orb, remains unchanged and whole as the spin and twirls around us. We are in a dance together, you see, and our relationship is an ancient one marked by reverence. Before you sink into that hallowed state called sleep, look to the moon. Let her mark you. Whatever phase she is in, let her be a gray-white symbol of patience. If you trust no one else, trust her. She will not betray you, but she is a wild one nonetheless. Be struck by awe in her light. Together, you two are extraordinary shapeshifters, casting healing spells upon this wounded world. You are kin, She is patient, and you are patient too. One last message for you, Group 2. What boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? To create more healthy boundaries, we must first get in tune with our own needs, desires, and feelings, and believe we are worthy of them. In your relationships, it's essential to know where they end and where you begin. When we separate our energy from others, we gain clarity about what we really want. Then we stop doing things that no longer align with ourselves. If you are an empath, you can still be compassionate towards others without taking on their stuff. It is safe to trust that you are not here to fix anyone. Today's mantra is, I have everything I need within me now, and so do they. I am worthy of my needs, and I set boundaries based on what's best for me. So if you have been afraid of collaborating in the past, because you're an empath, because you're too sensitive, you're being asked to connect with others this next moon cycle, to be gentle with yourself, to use the water Cancer energy, to be compassionate and kind to yourself as well as others, to allow yourself to make these connections and to understand that you are going to be safe. You're not going to be underwater. The River Queen is going to come and give you some breath if you need breath. The dolphins are coming because they want you to play. And the Hag of the East Garden will greet you every morning, and the moon is always there for you at night. Group 2, take care of yourself. Allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself to be loved. And most importantly, love yourself. Hello, Group 3. If you chose these beautiful rose petals, then this is your reading for the new moon in Cancer for June 2022. We're going to start off with some tarot cards, then we'll get into some oracle cards later. The first one we have here is the Chariot. Temperance, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. So, really big things happening for you at this time and throughout this next moon cycle. We have two major arcana cards here, and then we also have the Ace of Pentacles, so something new coming in, but there is some conflict arising during this time for you as well. So starting with the Chariot, overall I've kind of getting the feeling that those of you that have chose this group have been through a lot already. It's taken you a while to get where you are right now, and now is the time to move and to get going. You've done a lot of work on yourself, balancing the light and dark within you. You've packed your bags, you've learned your lessons, you're ready to get moving to good things, better things, to peaceful things, to a life of more balance, of more fulfillment, of being connected to divine energy, to feeling inspired, to being grounded and stable, yet connected to your higher self, and new things. Like, this is going to bring new financial stability, new foundations, it could be bring money coming in. However, with all of this good happening, with all of these things moving forward and the momentum going, be wary of when ego starts stepping in and voicing its opinion and its thoughts and ideas, because that's bringing in this conflict here with the Five of Swords. Is you've gotten to this point where things are going really well or going to be going really well, and you might start to have these negative thoughts coming in, feeling guilty, like maybe I don't deserve this. This is too good to be true, starting to doubt yourself. It can also be coming to the realization that you've had to step on a few toes to get where you are, and you're feeling bad about those you've left behind. And specifically speaking in regards to this community and this collective, the other two groups are not doing so well with this Cancer emotional moon energy. But I feel like this is a very fresh start for you. You might not be feeling emotional. Maybe Cancer energy just feels really good for you. Other people are not doing as good as you are right now, or is feeling as good, or moving forward as quickly as you are now. Don't leave those people behind, and don't discount their feelings. This is the Five of Swords is a card of just kind of like getting ahead, and winning, and only thinking of yourself and not thinking about those that you left behind, or maybe those that you had to jump over to get to where you are. And I'm not saying that you don't deserve any of that. Like, you deserve this. You did the work. You've balanced everything out. You've made room for new things to come in. But just keep in mind that, like, don't get upset with people for not maybe being as excited and enthusiastic and happy as you are, because I think this is a very difficult time for a lot of people. And I think the lesson here, or the message, is to lift people up with you. Don't stand on their shoulders and push them down just because you're in this very high place right now. The oracle card that we have is the Crystal Path, Mineral Spirits, and Crystal Beings. So you are on this path. You found your purpose. You're on this journey. You know what direction you want to go in. This is also a message with the Five of Swords. Don't forget the things that got you there. And this doesn't necessarily have to be people. This could be the crystals that you worked with, the practices that you have been doing. Continue to do the practices, your self-care practices, your meditation practices, your exercise routine, your food plan, meal plan, your eating healthier, whatever, that your mindset, your affirmations, your positive thinking, whatever these practices and rituals that have combated the negative and healed the trauma. Don't forget about those practices. Just because you feel like you've healed one aspect of your life, do not stop doing the work, and don't stop doing the practice. And specifically, if working with crystals is something that has continually worked for you, because of this Crystal Path card, this one never focuses well. There is a crystal in the center here, but it never really focuses well, even though they're matte cards. Do not forget your crystal friends. Don't forget your herbal friends that helped you get here. Don't forget to take your meds if you're on meds. Don't, just because you're in a good place, don't stop doing the things that make you feel good and got you to this place. The Wisdom of the Hidden Realms card is the Shadow Queen, and she comes to us in reverse, but I'm just going to show you her face up. Acquiring knowledge, insecurity, and manipulation. This again is speaking to, like, this reading is speaking very loudly, like, you're in a good place, don't fall back and don't push other people down. I marked a page or part of the message here. The Shadow Queen gently asks you to address your innermost character flaws with compassion. For now it's time to bring your wounded self and hidden agendas into the light. You're seeing the tangible results of those aspects of your nature that have evolved in response to the difficulties in your life. They've been a means to help you survive. Perhaps you're falling prey to insecurity masked as elitism and arrogance, believing that you know best, to comparing yourself with others, or to being fearful and self-sabotaging. You may have been taught that manipulating others rather than being direct is the way to get your needs met. The Shadow Queen reminds you that manipulation in any form isn't the best method of getting what you want. Another meaning that can also apply is the possibility that you're being affected by someone else's wounded self. Perhaps you are the one who is being manipulated. So be wary when this Five of Swords come up. Be wary of your own ego as well as others gaslighting or manipulating. Whatever the case, it's time to take a fearless personal inventory and observe what part you play in the dramas and potential disasters in your life. When you come to a place of humility, forgiveness, and grace, then you may proceed again and walk into the light. There is great value and strength in facing your own shadow in the realm of the Shadow Queen. This is such an important lesson for all of us. We all have this shadow side to ourselves. Be the light, be the light, be the light, be the light, be the light. And this isn't saying that you are being manipulative or being a negative person. Just remember when you get to the top to keep your vibe high, be humble, and lift people up with you. Don't put other people down. The sacred hag that Grandma Energy wanted to come is the Hag of Storms. And I will read you her message in a moment. We also have a journal question for you for this next moon cycle is, how can I be more flexible right now? What are you trying to control? Maybe it's time to let go. Let love move through you today and trust the outcome will be for your highest good. Today's soul action is to remind yourself all day long that you are safe, that life is happening for you, and that you are not alone. Then do some yoga. So really just check in with like how you're feeling. You are worthy, deserving, did the work. You deserve all of these new things coming in. Don't drag yourself down and don't drag others down. So this is the message of the Hag of Storms. I specifically asked for the grandmother energy because Cancer is the moon, or Cancer is the home sign, and the moon is at home in Cancer. So if you're not setting intentions around self-care, setting intentions for your home, for your family are also really wonderful things to incorporate this energy. And I just felt like grandmother energy feels like home to me, and loving and caring and nurturing and unconditional love. So that's why I chose this deck to work with for this moon. Chaos. Grandmother speaks.
The world has yet to show you its true majesty, and there are many unseen and untamed forces at work coming together to hold you so strongly, then falling into mist once again. Chaos exists, my love. There's no doubt about it. But even within such chaos, there is an order unknown to us. It must be so. We cannot know all, or our worlds would be starving for mystery and darkness. Such miraculous beauty is there in the storm. It does not feel sweet, I know. Letting lightning strike you in just the right way, being baptized in the torrent and sent to swim in the raging waters. Think of how chaotic birth feels to the babe, how unexpected and wondrous and terrible. Birth is a storm of womb, water, and blood, tears and thunderous roars. Neither mother nor babe makes it out of a birth unchanged by the chaos, unmarked by the primal scream. What storms are blowing through your life now are a means to birth, and this is all that can be known now amidst the chaos.
The morning ritual poetry of the storm. Whatever the weather, imagine there is a storm promising to grace the world outside your window. Hear the thunder and smell the impending rain. It comes. Speak these words into the pregnant sky. The clouds hang low like heavy smoke, come to snuff the fires of the world, and I watch from my window while the winds begin to toss the grasses, sending them into a wild, ecstatic dance. The dead leaves have no choice but to surrender to this looming weather, and they are my kin. I shall let this lightning have its way with me. I am the storm's child, and I shall surely be reborn into a softer shape once the chaos gives way to calmer skies. Moonlight Ritual Inventory and Initiations by Storm. Take to your journal tonight and begin an inventory of the many storms within your story. What chaotic times have you lived through that seemed sudden and world-changing, that struck you through and through like a bolt of lightning, that marked you in such a way that they could only be called initiation, though such a name does not render any perpetrators blameless? What are the patterns in these memories? Are they marked by ill health, by loss, by abandonment, by betrayal? How might we name these storm systems that swept through our worlds and left nothing untouched? Choose 3 named storms to work with now, and finish the prompts and speak them aloud. If these words feel right and true, trusting that you are held by your many beloved ancestors through this work. It was the storm of blank, and I emerged from the chaos reborn as. Then came the storm of blank. I was molded by the wind into a. Last was the storm of blank, and I would never be the same, having been. So, you may choose to set your intentions around incorporating those morning and evening rituals into your daily routine. I love this exercise for you, Group 3, because you're on this chariot now. You've been through the storm. You've ridden, like, this horse and carriage is riding through the clouds and has already been through the storm. You've managed to make your way through it, and now it's time for the calm after the storm and new things to come in. All right, Group 3, I hope you have a wonderful, happy new moon. Please stick around immediately following this reading. We will recap all of the 3 groups and also talk about a little bit more about the energy of this new moon in Cancer. So I hope to see you there. Let me know what you thought of these readings, and I will see you next month. Woo, hi guys. How was your reading? How do you feel? Are you okay? Do you need a hug? Wow. So These were really heavy readings to do, and I resonated with a lot of them. So I think that collectively we are going through a lot. This Cancer moon is going to bring up some emotions. I'm going to have some tea. This is the Blue Lotus tea. Cheers. Um, Welcome to my new moon tea party. I hope you enjoyed some of the new things that we tried out today. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I hope that your grandmother's spirits gave you some comfort. Oh, I just noticed the fans never come on before. I hope that your grandmother's spirits gave you some comfort. We are working with home nurturing, caring for yourself, caring for others, caring for your family, giving them a nice big crab hug, and pinching people in the butt if they need pinched in the butt. Working with water, the element of water. That's why we're using tea today. Cheers. This is the chamomile. That's good. So making a tea, setting your intentions, infusing your intentions into the tea is a great way to work with this Cancer new moon. Working with a tea, water, the element of water. You can use oils. I like to put oils, draw symbols on my body to help for protection, love, support, confidence, whatever it is that I feel like I'm needing for that day. So that's a nice thing to be working with throughout the entire moon cycle as well as Cancer season before we move into Leo season next month. So let's try the rose tea. So I chose Blue Lotus for group 1 to connect to your intuition. So that's something that you might want to be working with if that's part of the self-care rituals that you want to develop and set intentions around this month. I chose chamomile for group number 2. This is calming, sedating. It's also great for your digestive system. It's nice and bright and yellow and sunny, so that's also going to affect the solar plexus. And then the rose petals here is for unconditional love, self-love, relationship, love magic, love spells, sex magic, manifestation magic, whatever you want to do. So I mean, I guess the comparison to everything is that the readings felt very heavy today. There weren't any like specific cards that related to each other. Really great journaling questions, but just the main thing here is that be kind to yourself, be kind to others. We're obviously going through a lot. Emotions are going to be high the next few days. This is one of those moons. The last few moons we've had like a new moon in a sign, and then it quickly shifts into the next sign. With the Cancer moon, we have just moved into Cancer today, so we're going to be in Cancer for a while, or for a day or so, a day and a half maybe, once the moon is actually new. We haven't really had that, at least in the last few moons. I'll have to like double check on how long it's actually been. But so it's like if it's like too much for you, the energy shifts. We move into another sign, and then there's like this release. We're going to be sitting in this water energy for a little bit. So just beware of that. I'm trying to get this uploaded as soon as possible so that you're able to interact with this energy, journal, cry about it, drink some tea about it, have a conversation with a loved one, get support if you need it, get help if you need it. Or do nothing. That's the best self-care, is do nothing. Do nothing. Let things go until you feel your energy shift or the energy shifts outside of you and you're able to move forward. So that's really the big message here today. Announcements for Wonderland, if you can't tell. I'm playing around with ASMR, so there might be some ASMR videos coming out soon to help you relax, stay calm. I was gifted this crazy nice microphone. So I listen to ASMR to help myself relax and go to sleep. I'm really interested in guided meditations as well. So I'm thinking of, it's not just going to be like the sounds and ASMR, like your typical ASMR. I think it's going to be more of like a guided meditation journey kind of experience is what I'm working towards. So today's video was just kind of practicing and learning how to use the microphone and everything. So let me know what you think of it. Take care of yourselves, love yourselves. A happy new moon. I will see you soon.